Hi, I'm Tom Altman. I've done a number of videos on YouTube about energy and about electricity. I've gotten a lot of flack from people who want to teach about perpetual motion. So I decided I would just simply build a perpetual motion machine so I could explain the principle to people, and then we won't have to argue about it anymore. We've got a magnet glued to a spinning wheel. Now, a magnet would be attracted to a piece of metal. Here's a little screw. Be attracted to a piece of metal, but it would be attracted in both directions. It would be pulled towards it, and then it would be pulled back towards it. So having a magnet and a piece of steel won't work. Now, one of the techniques is to have a magnet and another magnet. And the magnets are attracted, so the magnet would be attracted to the magnet. Somehow I could reverse this magnet, turn it around and get it to push away, and then very quickly get it to turn back so it would attract the next magnet, and then turn around and push away. And you can see a lot of people who are trying to do this physically, and it won't work. It has to be done electrically. The technique is to take a transformer. This is a double coil. And this is a little tricky because it has a transistor in it. So one of the coils, a small coil, is attached to the base of the transistor. And as the magnet comes in, it's attracted basically to the piece of steel. Little piece of steel there. So it's attracted to that piece of steel. As it's attracted to the coil, it accelerates, comes in closer, and as the magnetic field cuts the coils of wire, it creates electricity. Electricity really isn't going anywhere. It's going to the base of the transistor. A transistor is like an electric valve. The other part of that valve is attached to a much larger coil. So when I've got the magnet coming in at maximum velocity, it opens up the big coil. So now it's really going to make electricity. That electricity's got nowhere to go. It's going to create electricity in this coil. There's an interesting phenomenon of creating of electricity called Lenz's Law. Lenz's Law says that when you make electricity, the coil of wire creates an electromagnetic field that fights the magnet that started it. And it pushes it away. Well, that's what I want. It's going to be accelerated in to the piece of metal. And when it gets about to its maximum velocity, it's going to start making electricity through the transistor, and it's going to push it away. Accelerate the next one, push it away. Accelerate the next one, push it away. Accelerate the next one, and push it away. But I don't have to touch this. I'm going to mount these on Legos. I love Legos. They're real easy to manipulate. And I'm going to use hot glue. Get me some hot glue in here. Align the coil up with my magnet. I have 3 of them. There's a little bit of friction with my base unit, so I need 3 of these to overcome that friction force. There's what I've got. Increase the speed to high speed so that you can watch it run for 10-15 minutes or so. You can actually see these moving a little bit as they get a force and push the force away. I'm using a small blower fan because it has very little friction. It's a really nice bearing, and it turns pretty nicely. It'll work with only 2 of them. I could take the inside one out, and it'll still work. But if I set it up sideways, like a wall hanging, I really got to have 3 of them in there. I can put it on the floor and let it run on the floor for you. I will have sped up the video portion of that, though I will keep the audio portion normal speed so that you can see that it runs for a while. It runs forever. Actually, I think it might run a little better with 2. I've experimented with different alignments of the coils at different points of the compass. And I like this configuration where the axis is kind of on one end of the board and the coil's on the other end, because it has this free and open look. I had it on a larger board with the coils at 3 points of the compass, 120 degrees apart. And that worked pretty well. It could be some kind of a phase relationship between the position of the magnet and the position of the coil, whether it's being attracted, it's in or the repulsion stage. It's pretty cool. Invest now, opportunities for those with foresight for the future. Free energy from the vacuum of space. The rotational energy of the electron now converted into energy. It's possible that the Earth's rotation around the sun is slowing down slightly with each revolution. But hey, what could possibly go wrong there?